once a
just
woman
don't want
hits
to
30,
deal with them because on average,
she
they
cannot
just
love
are
you.
not good,
Okay.
genuine people to
And
be around.
the
They're
marriage
good to look at.
is not
They're good to work at brothels.
because she
They're good
loves
to,
you.
try to take
Okay.
on a bar. They're
That
good when
marriage
they're handing
is
food as
for
they're like
her
their waitress or they're
to
on a
show to
call
other
center call,
people
something
that
like
she
that.
could
But
fix
anything
her
other than that,
past
be
that
like,
she
we really
messed up.
don't want 85% of y'all around. Just leave. You know, like it's sad to say, but it's the reality on it.
Sorry about that, guys. I know 2 videos was playing at once. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Everybody hit the like button. If you want me to stay on 2 hours for sure, let's get the donations up. I'm looking to meet a $10 live stream goal to stay on 2 hours. Cash App and PayPal pinned to the top of the chat, also in the description. Yeah, in the description in the chat. Everybody hit the like. Yeah, let's get into it.
Realize the dating pool for men until my brother showed me his texts. This man has been texting this girl for 3 weeks. Good morning texts, planning a date, like actually locked in. She hits him with, and I'm reading this word for word. Hey, so I just got out of something and I think I need to be alone for a while. You're literally so sweet though.
I'm sure you sent that text plenty of times, Toots. The tattoos, what look like the fake tits, the fact that you are on the internet with this shit. I'm willing to bet anything that you're just as toxic, if not more, as this bitch is in your personal life. But women only feel our pain when it hit close to home and something happened to their son or their brother they're close to. You know? Hold on, though. Bear with me. I'm gonna play something. I'll be right back. I'll play something else.
Like, I don't have to do that yet, you know?
You're gonna have a lineup of girls just because they want to pay for you? Is that what you're trying to say?
What I'm trying to see, is it that easy?
Not to trust women. They're being told that all women are gold diggers and all women, have high body.
In today's video, women discuss why they believe many of the most desirable, accomplished, and relationship-minded women are still single in 2026. They share their perspectives on modern dating, changing expectations, personal standards, and the challenges they feel are contributing to this trend. This conversation explores dating culture, relationship dynamics, compatibility, and the evolving priorities of modern women, offering honest insight into why some women feel that being single is becoming increasingly common, even among those who are actively looking for meaningful relationships.
So many of my girlfriends who are such catches, total package. It seems like there is a shortage of amazing men to match. What is going on?
Women are doing great. We are graduating college, we are like getting great salaries, and the men aren't catching up. And then you have in cities like, say, New York City and LA, there's disproportionately more college educated single women than men. And when you have that imbalance of ratio, it actually impacts the dating culture and roles. So people get married later, there's more infidelity, things like that. Yeah.
Do you think dating apps are playing a role in this?
Dating apps have changed the way we meet people, which is great, but it's also changed the way we think of people. So the endless options cause us to assemble partners like Build-A-Bear.
Right.
And we're like, I want this height, this age. I think it's caused us to treat people like objects versus humans. And what you're finding now, I find this a lot more with women than men. There is this extreme of over-icking.
Yes, I wanted to talk to you about that.
Oh my gosh, you wore sandals on the date. forget it. People go on one side of an extreme. So one side is like no standards at all, and the other side is being so protective and over icking and dismissing people before they have a chance. And that's our way of not getting hurt because we've been so disappointed. But doing that makes it impossible for a connection and love to grow.
What are your thoughts on this video? Let me know down below in the comments below.
One is for my single girlies because I feel like we get a lot of advice from couples or people who are in relationships, but not necessarily each other. Hi, I'm Noelle. I'm the chronically single friend in a lot of my friend groups, and I have heard every piece of advice under the sun, but I think there is one and one only that you need to focus on. Being single is not a waiting period. It is a time in your life that you're never going to get back. It's the only time in your life that you get to unapologetically just focus on yourself. Focus on building healthy habits, things that are going to make you happy. Focus on your platonic relationships. Focus on building a life that is going to make you so deeply fulfilled. Someone asked me when I was dating the last guy that I was seeing, what happens if it doesn't work out with him? And I said, I'm not worried about it because every single time I go through a breakup, I level up in some way in an aspect of my life, and the next person I meet is even better than the last guy. The more you focus on yourself and the more you focus on increasing your own happiness and fulfillment in your own life, the higher quality partner you're going to attract. Take every period of singleness in your life as an opportunity to focus and better something in your own life. It's going to make you a magnetic person that people want to be around, and you're going to attract higher quality people, and you're going to come out better for it. This is a very short period of your life, so you gotta appreciate it. One thing I'm good at, it's being single, and a lot of people have told me this, but the only reason people are saying that is because I use the time to focus and improve my own life.
What are your thoughts on this video? Let me know down below in the comments below.
I'm turning 32 next week, and I was just like, reflect, first of all, how am I 32? Like, how did this happen? Like, I was just 22, but I also don't feel like I'm 32. I don't think I look like I'm 32 either. So I long story short, I'm turning 32 next week. But one thing I will say is, if you would have asked 22-year-old Bridget, hey, what do you think 32-year-old Bridget would be doing? What do you think she'll be doing at 32? I probably would have said, oh, like 2 kids, married. I'm so sorry to disappoint my 22-year-old self. I got engaged at 30, unengaged at 30, and now I've been single for the last 14 months. No kids, no man. And 22-year-old me would be pleasantly surprised to hear that I'm the healthiest, the happiest, and honestly, the hottest I've ever been in my entire life. So although I'm not where I expected myself to be at 32, I know I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. My career has taken off in the last year. I started a very successful social club within the last year. I have traveled to so many amazing places, have met so many amazing people. The opportunities that have just like fallen into my lap over the last 14 months has been actually insane and incredible. Like, I can't even wrap my mind around it. And the reason why I'm sharing this is I know that there are other 30-something-year-old women out there who are like, I'm not where I thought I was gonna be at this age. But I'm here to share, you're exactly where you're supposed to be.
Oh gosh. Keep telling yourself that, hun. Oh gosh.
Melissa Ford.
Let's go back to what we were. Let's run it from the back. It was only 22 seconds.
Realize the dating pool for men until my brother showed me his texts. This man has been texting this girl for 3 weeks. Good morning texts, planning a date, like actually locked in. She hits him with, and I'm reading this word for word, hey, so I just got out of something and I think I need to be alone for a while. You're literally so sweet though.
Let's talk about it. Now, okay, good morning text. See, okay, how do I want to come at this? Here's the thing. Most guys aren't going to be that dude. When you're that dude, everything you do is gold. You shit rainbows when you're Mr. Point 5. See, there's certain guys who can send good morning texts every single morning and it not take away from her attraction to him. But most guys aren't that guy. See, there's no set rules that work every single time. There's no set rules. But trying to be the good guy who do everything right, you're gonna struggle on the dating market these days, bro. You gotta have some edge to you. You gotta have some mystery to you. You really do. And see, it sounds like this is a guy that never even seen the bitch yet. And he's sending good morning texts every morning. Bro, slow down. See, that's too fast to be sending good morning texts. Now, you may be able to do that after you get to know her. Y'all basically in a relationship, or y'all done been on 5, 6, 7 dates. It's a little different then. But before you even meet her, hell no. And you gotta think about this too. I'm assuming this was a halfway decent looking woman. Bro, do you know how many good morning texts she get every morning? Like, look, I don't know how old her brother is or whatever, but look, you can tell who the good girls are based on their resume. You can really tell. Like, so let me put it like this. There's no reason for an attractive woman to ever have to date. Women who are good women, they're always in relationships. They have no interest in just floating around dating different guys. They're not interested in that. And if she's fit and not hideous looking, she's not single from a lack of options. So do the fucking math. I'm talking to some 23-year-old cutie who last relationship was 3 years ago and she's just out here dating. What else do you need to fucking know? It ain't like she don't got options. She's getting, look, Chad and Tyrone are fucking the dog shit out of her and not giving her commitment. And she's enjoying the ride. So you got to just make a good assessment when you even start talking to a chick. So you're not disappointed down the line.
I just got out of something and I think I need to be alone for a while. You're literally so sweet though. He said, okay, totally respected it. Didn't even double text. 2 days later, she posts a guy on her story, completely different dude. Tagged him, heart emojis, the whole thing. And then this is the part that actually made me nauseous. She texted my brother yesterday. Hey stranger, what are you doing tonight? I miss talking to you.
Let's, hold on. Hold on. Let's take it slow. Because he's the emotional tampon. She texted him this. This is at 11:34 p.m. Chad just nutted up her nose. And bounced without even telling her. She fell asleep. He bounced without even telling her he was leaving. And now she need to pick me up because she feel like shit. So as she's wiping jizz out of her nose, she texts you, "Hey, what's up, stranger? I miss talking to you." Yeah, just a little pick me up after getting used as a piece of meat. See, this is why you should have blocked the bitch after she said, "Oh, I just got out of something. I'm not looking for nothing serious." Block. So I can't even receive this "Hey, stranger" text.
My brother yesterday. Hey stranger, what are you doing tonight? I miss talking to you. Miss talking to you. You left. You literally left and now you're bored, so you're coming back. I owe men an apology. I had no idea y'all were dealing with this.
You didn't give a fuck and you still don't. You care about your brother. I'll give it to you. You care about your brother. Cool. I mean, I'm glad that you care about any man in your life. This bitch is old as fuck. Like, how old is, like, I mean, I'm not age shaming, or maybe I am. I'm not age shaming for the sake of age shaming. But what are you doing with your tits pushed up through your turtleneck on TikTok if you 52? How old do we think this woman is? Wait, let me go back to that neck shot where her neck was looking old as fuck. How old do we think this woman is? Too old to be on the internet with this shit.
Am I right, ladies? Now, this is why, gentlemen. Welcome back to the boobs. Wait. Let's move on to this story, and then we'll move on to this other one, all right? And then we have an article story. So let's get started with Lamine Yamal, which, as you all know, I'm sure, is a very famous soccer player.
Now for this guy, it appears his Spanish model girlfriend has been taken by 18-year-old soccer superstar Lamine Yamal. And by taken, I mean 3 weeks ago, she was commenting on his Instagram, "I love you, babe." And just yesterday, she was in Greece with Lamine Yamal. It is a cold and nasty world out there. 1 week, you will be at a wedding. You will take a photo with your long-term girlfriend. She will comment on that photo, "I love you, babe." And 3 weeks later, she will be on a private jet to Greece with one of the best soccer players in the world with more money than he knows what to do with. Now, this fella.
A bunch of bitch ass niggas chasing pretty on both ends. I mean, I get it. Men want to be with a beautiful woman. It's the dumbest thing you could fucking do. Hey, don't get me wrong. Piss and come on, beautiful women, if you have the privilege. Piss shit and come on them if you want. If you're one of them dudes who can pull it off. Okay, I'm just being a little funny, but seriously, like, bad bitches are for fun weekends. They're not for building lives with. But these men will learn the hard way. They'll learn the fucking hard way. Yes, if you got a bad bitch, you're constantly on the chopping block. And that's only one reason why it's not worth it. They're high maintenance. Shit, you got to get in fist fights all the time. The juice ain't worth the squeeze just to say you got a pretty bitch.
With one of the best soccer players in the world with more money than he knows what to do with. Now, this fella.
Now, the real question here is, if you have more money than you can count, why are you wearing sandals?
Look at this faggot holding hands with this whore. And look, I'm just being hyperbolic a little bit, but look at this faggot ass nigga. I don't got nothing against her brother. He doing his thing. Apparently he making a lot of money. He's a famous soccer player. I never heard of him, but God bless him. But he needs somebody to come give him the game. Slide me 100K, young buck, and I'll teach you how the game go. Walking down the street holding hands with this nothing ass bitch, cause she pretty. I mean, bros, we gotta do better.
Then he knows what to do with. Now, this fella.
Now, the real question here is, if you have more money than you can count, why are you wearing sandals with socks? Why? What is this, flip-flops with socks? I mean, what is going on, fellas? Like, can you imagine? Wait.
Here, he's gonna.
Can you imagine? You're a multi-billionaire, and this is how you dress? This is, guys, how I dressed in 5th grade.
Let me cut him some slack. He 18. I was way too hard on him. I just thought about it. He's only fucking 18 years old. He happy to just have a pretty bitch look at him, even with the money. He don't get it. I give him a pass. I'll give him a pass. For now.
When my mom sent me for milk, all right? Happiness, no happiness, endless suffering, an existential dread. Who cares, guys? Just watch the timer. Am I right, fellas? But let's move on to this last one. Men versus women is a division psyop. All right, so I have a commentary about this, but let's play it.
People are bleeding onto each other and calling it a gender war. A lot of men are carrying humiliation, rejection, emotional neglect, pressure, loneliness, and years of being told they're only valuable if they produce, perform, suppress, provide, or man up. A lot of women are carrying fear, betrayal, trauma, objectification, abandonment, manipulation, violence, abuse, exhaustion, and years of being treated like their worth begins and ends with what they can give to everybody else.
Hold up. Now he's in a sense he's cooking. In a sense. But I gotta take this shit a little deeper. Now he was cooking with the guys. Now I'm not saying women don't go through pain and this and that and can't have bad stuff happen to them. So he was completely cooking when he was talking about what men go through and what men are facing and why men are hurt. But we gotta take it slow on everything he said about the women. Let's run that back, folks.
Women are carrying fear, humiliation, rejection, emotional neglect, pressure, loneliness, and years of being told they're only valuable if they produce, perform, suppress, provide, or man up. A lot of women are carrying fear.
Let's take it slow, folks. Fear. Now, yeah, women are scary. They're scary, fearful people. That's not society. I mean, well, life is scary. Shit. I mean, it's nobody's fault per se. I mean, life is scary for men. I would say even more so. But okay, they're carrying fear. Okay, fuck it. I'll give it to them. Men are the ones who are the victims of the most violent crimes and shit. But and women, even when they're pathetic, they usually got some guy who willing to take them in and take care of them. So they got that protection as well that men don't have. But okay, fuck it. I'll give them that one. They're scared. Okay. Even though most of their fears are completely unreasonable based on what they really face as far as threats day-to-day life. Especially if we compare them to men. But fuck it, you know what? I'll give them that one. Okay, they're scared. Okay, you got it.
Betrayal.
Let's talk about betrayal. Because, I mean, for the most part, he's talking about cheating. Most men don't cheat. Statistically speaking, only 30% of men cheat. And at 7 years old, a little girl know the boys who gonna cheat on her and the boys who won't cheat on her. So, we're gonna call that self-inflicted trauma. Because I'm choosing the guys who are the most likely to cheat. So, debunk that one.
Trauma.
Trauma. Now, once again, they love the bad boys. They love the players. They reward the men who treat them like shit the most. They're only good women for bad men. So no, I don't feel sorry for them as far as the trauma. Once again, self-inflicted trauma.
Objectification.
Don't get me started on objectification. These bitches showing their buttholes on OF for $3.99. Okay, granted, most women aren't doing that. But most women are going outside trying to show us every crater in their butt cheeks. And the exact shape of her tits. A lot of women are doing that. Nobody objectifies women more than themselves. Okay? So I gotta call bullshit on that too. Yeah, don't get me started on Instagram. The ones that ain't on OF showing their butthole, they showing everything they can legally show. Or not legally. They're showing everything that Instagram will permit them to show on Instagram. These bitches be coming up with new innovative ways to show, sexuality on Instagram without getting banned. And what if I cover my body in body art and get naked? Can I do it that way? What if I twerk but only 2/3 of my butt crack is showing? Will that pass Instagram? Like, yeah, don't get me started on that, bruh.
abandonment, manipulation.
Abandonment and manipulation. Once again, they love the bad boys. They love to get manipulated by a tall, handsome man who fucked the dog shit out of them. See, here's the thing. Tall, handsome Chad and Tyrone don't gotta manipulate the bitch. She'll manipulate herself for him. If he tall and handsome enough, or if he got money. Yeah, and they love a man who could just walk away. You talking about abandonment, they love it. I got a meme for it. Like to hear it go.
You want a man who knows how to just walk away because he got something better to do, and it's not you.
Violence, abuse.
Okay, the V word and A use. Okay, I got one quote for the V word and A use. Don't you find it a little coincidental that niggas that beat bitches always got a bitch to beat? You don't find that a little ironic? But the motherfucker who show up to the door with a bow tie and send good morning text every morning can't keep a bitch on his line to save his life? Ain't that a little peculiar, folks?
Manipulation, violence, abuse, exhaustion, and years of being treated like their worth begins and ends with what they can give to everybody else.
No, stop that. So, okay, whose worth is more dependent on what they do for other people more in society? Women or men? Come on, man. That's just embarrassing to say that when you're comparing the two. Women are valued for existing, not doing shit for anybody. Just sit there. Don't get me started if you're pretty and fit. Sit there pretty and fit and don't talk to nobody and shit. Even if you give everybody a stank attitude, that's still valued more than the average man. They don't got to do shit for anyone and they're valued. So you lied pretty much the whole time. I get where you're coming from, young brother. But you look, you didn't include any nuance. Look, I get it, man. I get where you're coming from, though, man. But you were way off on the women's side. I'm not saying women don't go through anything. They do. But to compare the two is a joke. Here, I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
God, the universe, whatever you believe in, has such incredible plans for you that you don't even know of yet. Coming from someone, when my engagement was called off 14 months ago, I thought my life was over. But no, God, the universe, was like, girl, we have such bigger plans for you. And I never expected to hear myself say, I'm excited to turn 32. Like, never in a million years would I expect myself to be saying that. But it's true, because I know that 32 is going to be my best year yet, because I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And if you're in your 30s as a woman and you feel like you're not where you thought you would be, you're exactly where you're supposed to be, and that's what you need to celebrate.
What are your thoughts on this video? Let me know down below in the comments below.
There is a growing discussion around why women are choosing singleness over relationships and marriage more and more, especially as we get into our 30s. And as a Christian, single, 32-year-old single mother, I would actually like to chime in on this conversation and I'd like to offer a different perspective that maybe is not really discussed as much on why I am choosing singleness. I was in a 4.5-year relationship. I was engaged to be married. And as that relationship came to an end in betrayal, I had a choice and a decision to make. I was completely hurt, completely wounded, and I had to really reassess and analyze my life at that point, how I got here, and how can I avoid doing this again. So I had to be honest with myself, and I had to first off take accountability of where I was at in life, how I got there, the decisions and the choices that I made. And as I reassessed and started healing and started surrendering my life to God, which means I basically said, God, I don't want to do this anymore without you. It ended in pain and betrayal, and this time I want to invite you in. And so that actually required God taking me through a season of isolation. During that season of isolation, I learned so much about myself, my self-worth, my self-value, and God really took me on a journey of healing and a sanctification process in which was righting my wrongs. A lot of that had to do with my mentality about who I was, what I was capable of, and everything that I was supposed to be receiving from a relationship. Up until that point of healing, I had always followed what society told us we needed. You need to go to college, get a job, maybe get married, have children, have the white picket fence, right? But what society does not teach you and is not talked about enough is the importance of first being aligned with God, the importance of aligning your will with God's will for your life. And so I can honestly say that my life was not aligned with God's purpose and will for my life. And because of that, I was on the wrong path. It didn't matter that my life looked complete. It didn't matter that it looked like I had the perfect life, the perfect job, the perfect situation. Deep down, I was so unhappy. I was not fulfilled. I did not have peace. And so God had to take me through this process where He really showed me that, first of all, without me, you will never have peace and satisfaction. But not only that, He started to show me that you actually do not need a man. Society has taught women over and over and over again, to be complete, you must have a relationship. And this goes for both ways, men and women.
Okay. Like, let's just break it down. Like, okay, fine, you're right. People can be complete without a relationship, but you still really want one bad. And you're going to want one bad until you die. So this doesn't take away from that. You're going to want a relationship until you pass away. So you making this point about technically people can be complete and happy without a relationship or and whole without a relationship, true, but you're not going to be one of those people. You're going to yearn for one for the rest of your natural born life. Stop trying to convince the internet otherwise.
Men do not need women and women do not need men. The problem is that society taught us that you can actually fill a void in your heart with a person rather than with God. And if you do not first fill that void or need for companionship and partnership with God, if He is not enough.
I don't think God, look, I'm sure there's some people who know the Bible better than me in my chat or whatever, or who gonna watch this video. Y'all could correct me below, please. But where in the Bible does it say that as a whole people should replace relationships with just loving God instead of getting in relationships? Not, love me and get into a relationship, but where in the Bible does it say most people should just not get in a relationship and just focus on loving me? Because I thought He said be fruitful and multiply. Please correct me if I'm tripping.
Both are real. Both hurt, both leave scars that completely reshape how somebody sees love, trust, intimacy, and safety. But somewhere along the line, social media figured out that pain gets more engagement when you turn it into a war. So now everybody's algorithm is feeding them the worst examples of each other until people genuinely start believing half the planet is their enemy.
Okay, I feel him. I feel where you're coming from. So yeah, we're all being manipulated to some extent. Yeah, to some extent by the algorithms. Bro, these bitches are on some bullshit and they've been on some bullshit before there was an algorithm. You young, brother. Older men. This whole red pill space, it's filled with older men who've been around for decades, longer than you've been alive. And they're confirming all this shit in the red pill is true, and it always has been true about female nature. This shit that I talk about with women, it didn't pop up when the algorithms popped up. And guess what? We're getting confirmation of the red pill shit that we talk about in real life, not just when we scroll on Instagram and TikTok. This is what we're getting confirmed out when we interact with women in our families, at work, at church, everywhere we go. We're not just taking the internet's word for it.
Media figured out that pain gets more engagement when you turn it into a war. So now everybody's algorithm is feeding them the worst examples of each other until people genuinely start believing half the planet is their enemy. Men watching clips of toxic women all day. Women watching clips of toxic men all day. Everybody is building their worldview off trauma compilations and rage bait. And the scary part is that once somebody's nervous system gets hurt enough, they stop looking for understanding and start looking for confirmation. That's how bitterness reproduces itself. A woman gets hurt by terrible men, then every man starts looking dangerous. A man
Here's the difference. I go out in the world hoping to God, can I please just run into one normal woman who's not a complete cunt? I'm not looking for confirmation. I've already had it confirmed my whole life, decades of my life. I go out hoping that I could just meet a nice woman that just will smile and say hi. Or just I can sit in the room with for 10 minutes and she not be a complete cunt or say something extremely rude. I yearn for that, young brother.
man gets destroyed by terrible women, then every woman starts looking manipulative. The brain does that to survive. That part is very human. But survival mode is not the same thing as truth. Because the truth is, there are men who would protect a woman with every piece of themselves and never use her softness against her.
AKA most men. See, I want us to pay attention to the difference between what he says here about men and what he's about to say about women.
Welcome to my...
Salute to the MABW team. I'm
It's diabolical. So he just said there are men out here who will be good to women and won't use their vulnerability against them, yada, yada, yada. That's 80% of men. Now let's see what percentage of women fit the bill for what he about to say about women.
There are men who would protect a woman with every piece of themselves and never use her softness against her. There are women who would love a man deeply and never weaponize his vulnerability. There are...
Now, what percentage of women is that? Let's just be optimistic and say 20%. See the difference? 80% of men will be good to women, but only 20% of women will be good to men, it seems. See why the red pill exists?
Where are they? All right, where are they? There are women who will love a man deeply. Where are they? Show me where they are. Oh, you mean the extremely low percentage ones that are already married because the vast majority of men are just thirsty to find one? Oh, those women that were inaccessible to the average man throughout all his life? Well, doesn't really solve the problem now, does it?
There are horrible men. There are horrible women. That's called Earth. And people keep trying to turn human corruption into a gender-exclusive trait because it's easier than admitting something more uncomfortable. Pain is not loyal to one sex. Trauma is not male or female.
I agree. I mean, he's cooking in a sense. In a sense. Look, yeah, a lot of men ain't shit either. I'll be the first to admit it. My channel was pretty much about basically saying that most relationships aren't going to be good for the man long term. And I do admit that some men are in marriages with good women and they're happy in their marriage. That exists. But I would say max Max, that's 30%. Anywhere from 10 to 30%. So I wouldn't bank on that you're going to be one of those guys.
Narcissism is not male or female. Cruelty is not male or female. Cowardice is not male or female. Neither is kindness, neither is sacrifice, neither is evil, neither is love. The internet profits from division because healed people are harder to manipulate. A man who genuinely loves women doesn't spend all day online screaming about them.
Well, let's go back. I got a problem with that statement. Let's hear it one more time, folks.
Neither is evil, neither is love. The internet profits from division because healed people are harder to manipulate. A man who genuinely loves women doesn't spend all day online screaming about them.
Why should I love women as a whole gender? I mean, okay, let's. Why the fuck should I love women? That's such a general statement. I can go both ways. Should a woman just love men? Well, no, it depends on which men are we talking about here. There's a whole lot of bad men in the world, and there's a whole lot of bad women in the world. So just saying men should love women is a too general of a statement. Same thing as women should just love men. Like, no, they shouldn't. Depending on what men we're talking about.
To manipulate. A man who genuinely loves women doesn't spend all day online screaming about them. A woman who genuinely loves men doesn't spend all day online humiliating them. Whole people do not obsess over demonizing half the species. That level of hatred usually comes from unresolved wounds searching for somewhere to land. And people...
Look, I'm not mad at them. I'm not mad at these dingbats. And I'm not hurt. It's annoying that women are what they are. I'm not hurt from, some chick that cheated on me or this or that. None of that. I'm just using my logic and reason and just assessing women for what they are, what they show us day in and day out. I don't have any deep rooted animosity towards them. They're just goofy dingbats. Nothing to be mad at. They're just morally ambiguous, goofy dingbats. Nothing to be mad at. You just gotta overstand it and move on. Overstand it and move accordingly.
And she said some pretty interesting things.
I just don't see anybody out there that I really would love to sleep with. I'm super, I'm an incel right now, involuntary celibate.
Oh gosh. There's nothing that makes me more sick than a woman in a fucking suit. Seriously, man. That's the last thing I would rather see a woman in a literal clown suit. Clown attire. Than seeing a woman in a fucking sports jacket. Sports coat. Is that what you call it? I could be wrong. I don't know if that's what you call it. I'm just mad. Anyway. Ma'am, that's horseshit. Look at MTR's face, everybody. You don't ever see any guys that you want to fuck, so you're not human anymore, is basically what you're trying to say. That's just a flat out lie.
I'm an incel right now, involuntary celibate, because there's nobody out there that I would really like to sleep with, and plus I'm so busy. For me...
But now she's back to describe why she is so happy with every decision that she has ever made, but we can smell the coke from a mile away. So let's see what she's talking about this time. Does she finally take some accountability, or is this going to be yet another coke episode? Let's get into it without further ado.
Who's controlling the idea of that of that idea of value. Men have dangled marriage in front of us like a carrot since that is the thing that they feel like is the ultimate goal for us. And that is the pressure that society has put on us. It is no longer the truth. At the end of the day, it all comes down to control. That's what it
We went over this, but I think these are different segments that we didn't go over when we did go over it. Forget about marriage. Why can't you keep a fucking man around? Why have you failed every time for 35 years with the opposite sex? Forget about marriage. Cool, you don't got to get married. Why did every single one of your relationships fail for almost 4 decades? Why do you refuse to address that, Ford?
society has put on us. It is no longer the truth. At the end of the day, it all comes down to control. That's what it all comes down to. You know, control over finances, control over status. The thing that I found most funny about all of the men that were kind of in an uproar over what I was saying, you know, when they hear the word decenter men, they hear I can no longer control anything that this woman does because she's not.
Men don't give a fuck about controlling Melissa Ford. Look at his MTR face, everybody. I mean, I'm sure there's probably still some guys out there who wouldn't mind blowing a load on your old face. Would I? This. Let me think about it for a second. Would I blow a load on Melissa Ford's face? Not with this energy, man. I mean, definitely not with this energy. Like, if we met and she was coming with this energy, I would leave. But if she has any softness to her left and she was showing that in our interaction, then yes, I would. But if this is the energy, fuck no. We wouldn't even get to the. I would exit stage left immediately, expeditiously. If she came with this energy, women gotta come with some femininity if they want my cock. I don't care how good they look. A bitch gotta smile and talk sweet to me if they want my love juice.
They hear the word decenter men, they hear I can no longer control anything that this woman does because she's not all of the normal things that she would be looking for, a protector, a provider, you know, a ring on her finger. None of those things impress me or impress upon me or even feel like I need them. You know,
Okay.
I have proven I can take very good care of myself.
Okay, we don't care. Here's the thing. Listening to her words, right, it continues to give us amazing examples into her mindset. She received this backlash from the internet from both men and women. And instead of listening to understand what degrees of trauma, right, and I'm using that in a very, because it's self-selected trauma. No one told her to be a sex symbol for all of those years way back in the late 90s and the early 2000s. But undoubtedly, her utilizing her looks, her body in order to sell product from whatever companies that she signed up for, that is going to aid in her creating this negative picture of men. Okay, now because she's not healed from that, she's not gotten over that, she continuously, when talking about men, does so and places them in this negative perspective. Men talking about marriage is not trying to control more than any other generation of women before. Go look up at TikTok and I'll prove it to you. Let's go.
My standards are based on what I have been able to provide for myself. But at the end of the day,
Well, let me debunk this shit real quick. And any donations are greatly appreciated. I'm probably staying on 2 hours either way at this point. Donations are greatly appreciated. Even if it's just $5. Cash App and PayPal pinned to the top of the chat. Also in the description. But if not, just at least make sure you hit the like button. Let me debunk something real quick. This whole thing of I'm single because I can do X, Y, and Z for myself, and my standards are based on what I can do for myself. You got to compete with me for how peaceful I am. You got to compete with the peace I provide myself. You got to compete with the life and lifestyle I've provided for myself, you got to match that or more for you to be worth it. It's all cool. Because once again, let's go back. You've been failing with men for 35 years. The reason you're still single isn't because you haven't had access to men with money. And let's be real, you're not still single because you haven't had access to great men with great hearts who were emotionally intelligent and great people, way better people than you. You've had you were you're Melissa Ford. You were on the front of magazines for years in the early 2000s. Every man was lusting after you. You look. See, this is why women like this are such fucking losers. Ma'am, you had the most opportunities to be with any man in the world. You had more opportunities with men than any other woman on the planet, arguably. Or up there with the top 10%. There is no excuse for somebody like you to be single. You still trying to blame it on men. Here's the point I want to make here. These women are single because they're bad people. It's not because I've earned too much and I can't meet a man that earned as much as me. She sees around millionaires all day. They'll try to come up with any other reason. Well, I'm single because of this. I'm single because of that. No, you're single because you're a bad person.
But I have been able to provide for myself. But at the end of the day, I found it really interesting that people seem to feel like I need to justify what makes my life meaningful. I have determined what makes my life meaningful. I have my own system of values.
Okay.
I have my own ethics, my own moral code.
Yeah,
I
no.
know what I place high.
Let's. That was hilarious. Not this part.
I have my own system of values.
Okay, she has her own system of values. That's fine. Okay.
I have my own ethics, my own moral code.
My own ethics and own moral code. I don't view women as really having morals per se. I view women as having certain things they feel like doing and certain things they don't feel like doing, depending on the moment. And depending on how it may or may not benefit them in the moment, or how it may or may not hurt them in the moment. That's a woman's ethics and moral code. Never forget that, folks. Her feelings and what's going to benefit me or negatively affect me in the moment. That is a woman's moral and ethic code 95% of the time. Never forget that.
I have my own system of values. I
Okay.
have my own ethics, my own moral code.
Yeah,
I
no.
know what I
let
place
her
high
talk.
on the list and what is not very important to me.
Mhm.
And I have constructed my life in a way where I'm content every single day. Every single day.
Cool.
I don't want for anything. And it's
That's just. I'm not going to say it's necessarily a lie. She's content every day. Look, let's be real. You're content maybe in most aspects of your life. You're not content when it comes to the relationship aspect of your life. And it almost looked like she's about to cry. I'm not happy about that, by the way. Sometimes I really do feel sorry for these broken women. Um, it's the same thing with Kendra G. I'm sure Kendra G genuinely is happy with probably most aspects of her life. I genuinely believe that. But you're not happy with the relationship aspect of your life. And when you come home to that big, nice Beverly Hills condo by yourself at 12 o'clock, 12 a.m., you're not, and you wipe all that shit off your face and take all the wigs off and the fucking outfits and the layers and the fucking girdles and this and that. And your buns hurting, your dogs howling. You wish you had a fucking man, and this is just what I know about women. You're depressed and sad about the fact you don't got a man. You're not depressed and sad about your life overall. Kendra G probably got a great life in many aspects, but not that aspect. And it's okay. We're human. But when they try to fight it and make it seem like it ain't so, that's when they deserve to get roasted.
Content every single day. Every single day.
Cool.
I don't want for anything. And I'm not even talking about material things here. I wake up to unconditional love from my puppies. You know, like, and they
That singleness only hits you at night. When you ripping and running throughout the day, when you at work, when you know, whatever extracurricular activities, when you doing hobbies, when you at the gym, you don't even care about being single. That's not even on your mind. But when you pull up to the house at night and you get in that bed alone, that's when you be like, I really wish I could cuddle up with somebody, or I really wish I could tell somebody about my day.
He said her dogs, y'all. She said her fucking dogs. Let's take it slow for a second. I just want these women to keep it fucking real. And that's the one thing they just won't do. So I know they gotta try to save face and not look bad. But I just want them to say the men I want don't want me, or the men that I would date, they ain't checking for me. They not beating down the door. And the guys who are beating down my door, I'm not interested in. So I'd rather stay single. And yeah, there's certain nights where I wish I had a man. There's some nights I cry about it. But I gotta keep it pushing. I'm gonna keep doing my thing and try to find happiness every day in other things. I can respect that. But with all the cope and lying and word soup and word salad to try to make it seem like it's something that's not, that's when they deserve to get roasted. And that's what I'm here for. Not really to roast them, but just to break down their bullshit. So men can be aware of what to look out for and how to, you know, dissect this dumb bitchinese.
or anything. And I'm not even talking about material things here. I wake up to unconditional love from my puppies. You know, like, and they bring me so much joy. Am I saying that there's no difference?
I just wake up every single day to this unconditional joy from these non-human entities that can't talk back. They can't tell me that my shit is bullshit, right? They can't argue with me, all right? And they just listen to me in allegiance to everything that I want. They don't need to compromise. They just have to listen to me and all of my other bullshit. This is coke times 10 mixed with derangement syndrome. Melissa Ford, nobody mad at the way that you choose to live your life. The issue that I brought up within my video is you clearly have an issue with men in general. You made a career out of sexualizing yourself, which is going to attract a certain type of man that will treat you a certain type of a way, which will orient your feeling about all men. You need healing for that. What if you could copy the exact system that I use to generate between $50,000 and $100,000 a month?
Brother, $50,000 to $100,000 a month is diabolical work. Salute to MTR. $50,000 to $100,000 a month. I looked it up. It checks out. The most you can make, I think I looked it up. He gets 2 million views per month. And I looked up what's the most a creator can make off of, having 2 million views per month on YouTube. And it said up to $40,000 a month. And that's not including his Instagram. And I don't know if he got a TikTok, but even if you include Instagram, that's another potential, $20,000 to $40,000 a month. So that's where the 50 to 100 come from. Maybe on a slow month you make 50,000 a month, but on a good month you make 50 on YouTube and 50 on Instagram. Hey, I love to see it. Love to see a distinguished black brother getting to it. We all know that ain't gonna be me. So donate your $5 now. Cash App, PayPal at the top of the chat and in the description.
Purely from posting commentary content online. My life right now consists of no boss, no commute, no alarm, and I work when I want. And I've spent the past 8 years building this framework out from scratch. And 1 million subscribers later, over 400 million lifetime views, and I've never once talked about exactly how I do it. Until now. Now, my system is called Viral to Value, and it's the step-by-step blueprint that I personally use every single day to turn viral moments into real, life-changing income in any niche. If you're
Maybe I should get his course, y'all. I wonder how much that shit is. He probably taxing. $2,000 for the course.
ready to stop guessing and start building something that is actually yours, click the link below and let's get to work.
Between, my dogs and romantic love? No, they're not the same thing at all.
Okay.
But I will not go searching for romantic love when by my own lived experiences, I would get further.
See, this is why people just don't even like being. This is why people don't even like being in the same room with old bitches. It's not even ageism. It's because just don't talk. They don't know their place. Like you're not intelligent. You're not likable. So just kind of not talk. Just say hi. Ask somebody if they want some water. Say something insignificant like, "Oh, the weather has been a little crazy this week," or something like that. But just keep it to a minimum, and people could like you. But once they start talking and giving opinions, I'm opinionated, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna break this person balls over here. No, bitch, shut the fuck up.
When by my own lived experiences,
Oh.
I would get further in life drawing a circle on a brick wall and smashing my head in the middle of it.
She hates men. Stop laughing at that.
Like I don't want
not
it.
funny.
I don't desire it. I don't desire it. I'm not looking for it. If it falls in my lap,
Cat shepherd.
yay.
Dog shepherd.
But I'm not sitting in a waiting room anywhere. I'm not just sitting in a waiting room waiting for my number to be called. Like, here he is, Melissa. It's not that important to me. I have very strong views just about the gift that life is.
Okay,
and
cool.
what we should be able to do with it. It is a gift from source, God, spirit, whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
It is a gift that has been bestowed to you.
Okay.
What are you going to do with it?
Big truth.
And every single day, I wake up excited about.
Well, what else what do you even offer a man? What other choice do you have, Melissa? You don't offer fertility. You're not a bad looking 50-year-old woman, but your beauty's gone. To me, there's no such thing as a beautiful 50-year-old woman. You look good for your age, or you look really good for your age. But to me, there's no such thing as a beautiful 50-year-old woman. If there is, it's rare. You don't have anything to offer to a man, but all this fucking mouth and masculinity and expectations. So yeah, what else do you have other than to find other things to build your life around? It's not going to be a family. You never had kids. It's not going to be a husband, especially a high value husband like I know you would only want. He can get way better than a 50-year-old ran through Melissa Ford on some feminist shit. It's over. So yeah, you got to say this. What else are you going to say?
How I get to plan and,
Okay.
and think about how I'm going to enjoy this gift. It's a wonderful thing. So now I'm planning all kinds of travel through Europe and Africa with
Okay.
friends that love me and meeting up with friends that love me in other parts of the world.
Yeah.
And, it makes me just so happy and so pleased.
Okay.
Where's the
34,000 views in 5 hours. You gotta love it. It's a beautiful thing. Damn, y'all. 35,000 views in 5 hours. Can't imagine what that would be like.
love me in other parts of the world?
Yeah.
And, it makes me just so happy and so pleased.
Okay.
Where does it sound like anything's missing?
Right. Let me tell you. First of all, let me just say, I am happy that you found your happiness. Hopefully you can bring all your animals with you as you go on all these trips on some Noah's Ark shit. But however, you having to repeat this over and over and over again doesn't sound like what you actually believe, but it sounds more like cope. Like you're talking to yourself, looking at a mirror, trying to convince yourself that this is happiness. Now, if she talked positively about men while she talked about going abroad, then that would completely change the context. By the way, didn't something happen on the Joe Budden's podcast and she got let go and kind of said like the dudes over there are misogynistic? Her relationship with men is a constant theme within her life. When there's 50% of the population that inherently you have an issue with, then it says more about you than it does about them. Let's proceed.
Which is something that we pointed out in that. Okay.
Is that too much?
No. Great. Amazing.
Okay.
What?
It's giving passion.
Drink that tea, baby love.
You can't watch your mom die in front of you and not really understand on a visceral level how much of a gift life is.
I went through the same thing.
This is what Kendra tried to do on the one show. Because Kendra's mother died, I don't know, it's 2026. I think she said her mother died in 2019. I could be wrong, but I think it was 2019. Or I, I don't know for sure. Don't quote me. Either way, Kendra went on the show, and when he was asking, I think the question was, "Do you ever want to get married?" And she went on this long diatribe about how she'd watched her mom die, and this is what Melissa Ford is trying to do. God bless both of these women's mothers, and I hope these women heal from that pain. Well, you never heal from it, but peace and blessings. Seriously. But your mother dying at some point in your life isn't an explanation why you've been failing on the dating market since 15. Everybody's moms is gonna die. That doesn't explain almost 4 decades of failure with men.
Front of you, and not really understand on a visceral level how much of a gift life is.
I went through the same thing. You're right.
And then really think, well, how do I honor my whatever time I have left on this earth? Because tomorrow's not promised.
I'm with you.
So what do you do? Like, yeah, that's just how I started to think about things. It took.
But once again, Melissa, why can't you fucking keep a man? Like, none of this is answering that. Not that she has to answer it. She don't gotta answer to nothing. Answer to nothing and nobody. But I think that's kind of what people want to know. And you talking about how much you love your life and you ain't pressed for it. Forget about being pressed for it. What seems to be the problem? I'm sure you still get asked out a lot. See, she got to make it seem like she's not entertaining any men. She's just focusing on her. I don't believe that. Men are trying to holler at her everywhere she goes, even if they don't recognize that it's Melissa Ford. I mean, her body's still together. Fairly well. Yeah, it's together for a 50-year-old woman. Far from the worst looking 50-year-old woman you've seen. Niggas is hollering at this on a regular basis. Yeah, gosh. And I'm sure she's going on dates and entertaining shit. Why is nothing working out? She probably getting ghosted and shit. This is their get ghosted era. Shit. What was I about to say? See, Kendra's gonna struggle the longer she stays single with keep having to explain it because she said I think it's going on 3 years she's been single. Let me see if I can just Google it. See if I can Google it. Shout out to T Orlando. He still said he giving Melissa every inch. I said you're gonna say I'm capping T Orlando, but I mean physically I would give her every inch. But if she's coming with this masculine and annoying energy, we're not even gonna make it to the bedroom. I might say I gotta go to the bathroom and not come back. Even if she guaranteed, oh yeah, you getting this pussy at the end of this night. I still might leave. I gotta go to the bathroom and just not show back up. If she coming with this energy. But what was I about to say? Yeah, see, okay, let me Google how long Kendra G been single. How long has Kendra G been single? Oh, it's saying March 2020. I know she's been in a relationship since then. Can somebody help me out? Maybe Divine Photos can help me out.
Do like, yeah, that's just how I started to think about things. It took years to get there because my mom's death was extraordinarily hard on me.
Okay.
But like I said, you cannot watch your mother die
Mhm.
and know what she had done for me, like in terms of even just the business of death and tying everything up in a pretty pink bow
Mhm.
and leaving me an inheritance that allowed me to live in a way that that really had escaped me for many, many, many years.
Wait, what?
I was really good, like financially, really good.
Was there
That's cringe. I mean, even to say that on a public platform, like, I'm doing good financially because my mom left me an inheritance. I'm doing like really good. I mean, I'm assuming she left her millions. I mean, I don't know if her mom was, I mean, you never know. I mean, maybe it was 10 million. But even if it was 10 million, I mean, it was 10. Okay. I don't know what okay, let me put it like this. I heard an interview with Melissa talking where she was talking about struggling. Even well, Game got a line about Melissa Ford riding off in a Honda Accord or something in one of his songs. But anyway, Melissa was talking about struggling even up to recently. So, her mom died and left her some money, and she's saying it's like really good money. I mean, that's relative. But even if let's just say it was 10 million, what's that? If you get 5% interest on it, 10 million, what's that? Yeah, that is really good. 500,000 a year just to sit back. Plus you working and running around, probably making another 100,000. Yeah, you good. But it's cringe to say that on a podcast. I'm doing really, really good financially. That's cringe to have to say that out loud. To try to cope with the fact you can't keep a man to save your fucking life. See, and here's another thing that's just silly. This is why people laugh at women when they try to cope with it. You're not tricking anybody. Everybody can see that you're not keeping a man to save your life into your 40s and 50s. There is no excuse for it. And all people do is laugh at you when you try to make an excuse for it. There's no argument. I'm this incredible woman, but can't keep a man no matter what. Nobody believes you. Nobody. Not even your lying ass friends and supporters. Think about this. I'm 50 years old and I've never had a 10-year relationship, but I'm such a spectacular woman romantically. This shit don't even sound intelligent. That watch kind of hard, MTR. Kind of watch is that, bro? I mean, it's probably out of my price range. Mr. 50,000 to 100,000 a month. Kevin Samuels was probably really getting it then. He was really getting it.
Or die
Mhm.
and know what she had done for me, like in terms of even just the business of death and tying everything up in a pretty pink bow
Mhm.
and leaving me an inheritance that allowed me to live in a way that that really had escaped me for many, many, many years.
Wait, what?
I was really good, like financially, really good.
Was the inheritance before or after the video vixen career? Would be the question I'd ask her right now.
And then I just had to get my mind level with my new circumstances and understand
Okay.
life is a gift. What are you going to do with it? Like, how many more summers do you have left, Melissa? I'm turning
True.
50 this year. I don't know. I might have 16 summers left. I don't know. Maybe I have 20 summers left.
Okay.
I don't know. But when you start thinking about life in those terms of how many more summers and winters do you have left?
You're right.
I think it really puts things into perspective
You're right.
as to what you're going to allow to bother you or
Mhm.
irritate you and what
Mhm.
you'll just let go of and keep pushing forward. Because this time is valuable and time is like, you can't get it back. So you better enjoy every single moment that you can. Like, what about my
I really enjoy these comments because I've been recently going through the same thing as well. Let me give her a little bit of advice if I was to say anything. You have to be able
I know it's at least been 2 years, but it got to be going on 3 years. I don't know when she broke up. I don't know when she broke up with the scammer. But it's going on 3 years no matter what way you cut it. I'll put it like this year will be 3 years at some month. Like, so what is it, 2026? So yeah, So it probably happened in 2023. But anyway, the point I was gonna make about that is Kendra is gonna have a hard time explaining this shit. Because first, while she's been single this 3 years, she said she had a roster. That's one thing she said. Another thing she said is, I'm going on dates with men who could take care of me for life. Like she keep talking about, I got options. I got options with millionaires. She said that another time. And recently she said, I'm living proof. She said in the comment section, I'm living proof that options don't decrease with age because I got the more options than I ever have right now. Kendra, it's not a flex to be 50 with options. When is an option going to turn into a lasting relationship? What's the problem? So that's what I'm saying. Kendra is not going to be able to. This is why she should just keep her mouth fucking shut, but they can't do it. They can't do it. Because if she never get into a relationship again, we're gonna be like, well, what happened to all the millionaire good options you was talking about the first 3 years, and all them rosters and whatever happened with all them men? Why ain't none of them work out?
You can't get it back. So you better enjoy every single moment that you can. Like, what about my
I really enjoy these comments because I've been recently going through the same thing as well. Let me give her a little bit of advice if I was to say anything. You have to be able to practice, and I wish that she did this years earlier. You have to be able to practice forgiveness within your life. There are things that you have not forgiven certain men within your life that now is challenging your perspective of men. And the thing is that, she's 50. She's not like, look like most 50-year-old women, all right? So there's dudes out there, but it sounds as if that through the conditioning of the feminist movement.
Dudes out there, no man with nuts, no man with a fully functional brain is wifing up Melissa Ford if he knows anything about her. Her best bet would be to get with some guy who don't even know who Melissa Ford is. She ain't that fucking famous. There's plenty of people who don't know who the fuck Melissa Ford is. I wouldn't like. I'm not trying to. I mean, I ain't nobody, but me not being nobody is a more testament to the point I'm trying to make. I wouldn't fuck with her seriously. She would be my cool little side piece. Like I wouldn't even tell nobody about her. And it's Melissa Ford. I would fuck her on the weekends and just leave it at that. And if she got a bag like that, she can buy me some shit from time to time. But I mean, that's about it. I mean, I don't kiss and tell. I wouldn't if I was fucking Melissa Ford. I wouldn't tell y'all, or would I? I would have to tell y'all, wouldn't I? I mean, you don't know who I am, so I guess I could tell you in good, and still keep my integrity intact. I mean, I'm just. This is just a thought experiment. Obviously, I'm never gonna be fucking Melissa Ford, but y'all wouldn't believe me even if I told you. I don't know. I look. We talk damn near every day. Maybe y'all would trust me. Y'all wouldn't believe me at first, but if I talked about that shit for 3 days straight, you're like, this motherfucker RB. I don't think he lying. He doesn't have a track record of lying to us.
Look like most 50-year-old women, all right? So there's dudes out there, but it sounds as if that through the conditioning of the feminist movement and propaganda, whatever her video vixen career, which is going to orient how she thinks about men, right? Or just other personal relationships, working relationships, shout out to the Joe Button podcast. She now has this picture, okay? And maybe it's also aided with her being famous and of status, so then she can't perhaps consider dating or talking to men that are not within, her line of work, or at least Hollywood or Hollyweird, however it is that you want to say that. But I would say practicing forgiveness is one of the most important lessons that I have learned in 2026. And through my practice of forgiveness, it has allowed me to drop anger, resentment, and bitterness, which has allowed me to identify components of my behavior and our personality that are weaknesses that were holding me back. But let's proceed.
What about my life seems like there is something missing? If you think that my life is all of this is just auxiliary, all of this is just accessory until like a man finds me and claims me and walks me down the aisle, are you insane? Are you insane? That's just weird. That's just weird. Sorry.
There's really nothing weird about it. It's very natural. Man and woman coming together as one. Yeah. I mean, maybe it isn't that. It's not weird. Now they gotta start calling shit weird. What's weird about a man and a woman being together in a relationship? You being 50 and never being married, no kids is weird. I mean, we just want to talk about what the norm is. Going weird being not the norm.
Like a great conversation. All right, guys, leave me something down below if you want me to go through that conversation as well. Let's go.
Again, because we don't apply that logic to Leonardo DiCaprio or
We
to Michael B.
don't.
Jordan or to Trevor Noah.
No, we don't.
Because men are never going to be women. Yes, there's always going to be double standards with men and women. Y'all don't complain when the double standards work to your advantage, though. She looks hurt. Like, I don't know if it's how her makeup is done or like she just, her face looks like she's in pain.
Don't apply that logic to Leonardo DiCaprio or
We
to Michael B.
don't.
Jordan or to Trevor Noah.
No, we don't. We don't. Lovely guys, but no, we don't put the same pressure on them whatsoever. We
And
hold
their excuse is just not as good.
I completely disagree with that. No, there's memes about Leonardo DiCaprio and the type of women, right? He's always dating under 25. You don't think women are putting pressure on Leo to settle down and get married? There's pressure on both sides. Now, if you were to compare female versus male, I get the point. I get what it is that you're saying. But
Look, I don't think there's anything else here. I forgot if it was something later in that I wanted to talk about, but I think that's the gist of it, folks. Let's do this. Let's go over to Rumble and go over to Kendra. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm gonna drop the Rumble link in the chat. You don't have to sign up to Rumble to watch. All you gotta do is click and watch. I'm gonna drop the Kick too. I don't think anybody even ever watches on Kick, but shout out to Kick. I'm streaming on Kick. I get a few views after the stream ends. What up, Wixie Mara? If this, well, you're probably not in here anymore. Never mind. So come fuck with me over on Rumble. I'm gonna change the title. Streaming on Rumble after this link below. All right. So I just dropped the Rumble link. That's the Kick. Okay, yeah, I did just drop the Rumble link. So the links are in the live chat. For those who are not coming over there, remember how others treat you is their karma. How you treat others is your karma. Be nice to people because God's watching. And remember, I'm a nice guy. I just play asshole on the internet, and I've never done anything remotely wrong my entire life ever. Make sure you keep your blood sugar, blood pressure, and cholesterol down to keep the reaper from coming around. And make sure you get your yearly checkup so Satan don't catch up. RB Sensei, out.